All right, here we are in the old Ecoboost. Got Clayton here. So we got a code for a P0304, which is a cylinder 4 misfire. So this thing's actually kind of funny. It isn't throwing the code. This is in the background. It's pending. But if you put a bunch of load on the engine driving down the road, it'll give you a flashing check engine light. So it's been quite a while since the plugs have been done, and Clayton just went ahead and ordered coil packs and everything because he thinks that he just wants to do all of that in a maintenance run. So we're going to show you how to do coil packs and plugs today on a 3.5 liter Ecoboost. So also, if you're having issues like this with a flashing check engine light or a check engine light you need to read and you don't want to spend a bunch of money on a fancy scanner like this one, I'll put a link in the description for a Bluetooth scanner you can get on Amazon. It's like 20 bucks or 30 bucks, and it can handle all of this with an app. So pretty simple and a real nice tool to have at home. So step number one is you need to remove the plastic engine cover. In order to do so, you got to take your oil filler lid out. Now, it's good practice whenever you do this. So you take off the oil fill cap, and then the whole thing will just pop off real easy. We already took this one off. Clayton jumped the gun. But always put your lid back in so that way your engine doesn't fill with dirt and stuff while you're working.
You gotta let it breathe sometimes.
Yeah, that's important. So we're gonna go ahead and start over here on the passenger side. This is pretty daggum simple. So I don't know what the order cylinders are in, but you got Coilpack 1, 2, and 3. Wait, what? Number 3's back there. On this side, over here, you got 3 more because it's a V6. So 1 here, and then 2 underneath this little foam cover will pop off. But for now, Clayton's gonna get to work over here. It is super straightforward. These little red retaining tabs, you pull them down, and then you can depress the plug and take it off. And then there's one 8mm bolt that holds down the coil pack, and you pop that off.
Actually, where is the red tab on this one?
Probably broken, but it's still locked. You're gonna have to get like a flat. There you go. Nice.
If you want a jankety tip on how to fix that, you can wrap a zip tie around that whole housing. Saw some fella do that.
I'd be lying to you if I told you that's never happened here before. So yeah, so you just go ahead and unplug them all, and then you pop out the 8mm. Whenever you do these plugs on these, right, you may have broken tabs, but if they're in place, you pull those back like that, right, and then you're going to want to make sure you put your hand all the way underneath if you can when you squeeze into press, because you want to make sure you're holding the actual connector and not the wires when you pull it off, because you don't want to be yanking on wires. But simple as that. Now it's 8mm, and it lifts right out of there, and then you're to the spark plug. All right, so quick follow up on this here driver's side. The foam just lifts right off. You have to undo this plastic PCV line. It has this little doodader you push and lift off to get it out of the way for this coil pack. And then you have to unplug this sensor on your high pressure fuel pump. I believe that's what that is, because that harness goes over the top of your coil pack in the back.
One Ooga Dooga?
Yeah, just give it just a little
Ooga Dooga.
Okie dokie. There's Clayton back with the scanner. All of the coil packs and spark plugs have been replaced. So let's see how she runs now. Quick little tidbit. So if you're actually chasing a singular misfire, and it's not like time for a maintenance change like this, if you suspect one of the coil packs is bad, what you typically would do, you don't normally replace them all at one time. You would just swap whichever one is throwing a code. So I don't know the numbers, but that's for theoretical sake. Let's say this was cylinder 4 and it was having a problem, right? You would just swap this coil pack and that coil pack, and then clear the codes and rescan it while it's running, and watch your live data for misfires. And if it follows the coil pack, then you know which one to replace. Otherwise, yeah, this is just kind of a maintenance gig here. So we're gonna scan her up, and then we're going to start her up. And again, if you don't want to buy an expensive scanner, you can pick up one of these. They've gotten a little fancier now. This one's real old from back when I was in college, but it's got me by just fine.
Not very shaky.
Seems pretty smooth. I don't see any misfire action over here on your live data. You want to give it a little bit of RPM. Sounds pretty good to me. Well, I'd say that's fixed up. All right, time for this guy to get some oil in her, and then yeah, good to go. All right, I'm calling it fixed.
It's good.
No misfires, no nada. It's all good.
Back in business.
Yep.